First contact. The starship Horizon cuts silently through the inky blackness of space, its sleek hull reflecting the dim light of distant stars. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the viewscreen before her. After months of travel, they had finally reached their destination, a previously unexplored solar system on the outer rim of the Milky Way. Status report, Elena commanded, her voice steady despite the excitement coursing through her veins. Dr. Marcus Chen, the ship's lead scientist, looked up from his console. All systems nominal, Captain. We're picking up strong energy signatures from the third planet. It appears to be inhabited. Elena nodded, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. This was why they had come, to make contact with new civilizations, to expand humanity's understanding of the universe. Take us into orbit, Lieutenant Purtle, she ordered. As the Horizon approached the alien world, the crew watched in awe as a verdant planet came into view. Swirling clouds covered much of its surface, but they could make out vast oceans and sprawling continents covered in lush vegetation. "It's beautiful," whispered Dr. Aisha Okafor, the ship's skanobiologist. "The atmospheric composition is remarkably similar to Earth's. If the readings are correct, we might even be able to breathe the air." Captain Rodriguez turned to her crew, her expression serious. "Remember, we're here to observe and make peaceful contact if possible. We follow all first contact protocols. No weapons unless absolutely necessary." The team nodded in agreement. They had trained for years for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare them for the reality of encountering an alien civilization. As they entered orbit, the ship's sensors detected something unusual. "Captain," called out Lieutenant Patel, "I'm picking up some strange energy fluctuations on the planet's surface. They don't seem natural." Dr. Chen frowned, studying the readings. "It looks like some kind of massive energy shield covering an area about the size of Australia, but it's failing in several places." Before Elena could respond, a transmission crackled through the ship's communications system. The message was garbled, filled with static, but they could make out a few words in an alien language. "Help! Under attack! Please!" The bridge fell silent as the gravity of the situation sank in. They had come seeking peaceful contact, but instead, they had stumbled upon a civilization in crisis. Captain Rodriguez took a deep breath, weighing her options. Their mission parameters were clear: observe, but do not interfere. And yet, could they simply stand by while an entire civilization called for help? "Dr. Chen, assemble a small team for a recon mission," she decided. "I want to know what's happening down there. But remember, we're just gathering information for now. No engagement unless absolutely necessary." As the away team prepared for their descent to the planet's surface, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to change the course of human history. For better or worse, first contact was about to become far more complicated than anyone had anticipated. The shuttle descended through the planet's atmosphere, buffeted by strong winds. Dr. Marcus Chen gripped his seat tightly, his heart racing with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Beside him, Dr. Aisha Okafor checked her equipment one last time, while Lieutenant Kira Yoshida, their security officer, kept a watchful eye on the shuttle's sensors. As they broke through the cloud cover, a breathtaking landscape came into view. Rolling hills covered in iridescent purple vegetation stretched as far as the eye could see. In the distance, a massive city rose from the plains, its architecture unlike anything they had ever seen. Soaring spires and graceful arches seemed to defy gravity, shimmering with an otherworldly beauty. But the beauty was marred by signs of conflict. Plumes of smoke rose from several parts of the city, and they could see flashes of light that looked disturbingly like weapons fire. "My God," whispered Aisha, "they're under attack." Marcus nodded grimly. "Bring us down outside the city, Lieutenant. We need to assess the situation without getting caught in the crossfire." As they landed, the team donned their protective suits and stepped out onto alien soil for the first time. The air was breathable, just as their scans had indicated, but protocol demanded caution. They had barely taken a few steps when a group of figures emerged from the nearby vegetation. The aliens were tall and slender, with elongated limbs and large, almond-shaped eyes that seemed to shimmer with an inner light. Their skin was a pale lavender, covered in intricate patterns that appeared to shift and change. One of the aliens stepped forward, its movements fluid and graceful despite obvious signs of injury. It spoke, and to the humans' surprise, their universal translators began to decipher the language. You are not of this world," the alien said, its voice melodious even through the translator. "Have you come to help us?" Marcus stepped forward, his hands raised in a gesture of peace. "We are explorers from a planet called Earth. We received your distress call and came to investigate. Can you tell us what's happening?" The alien's large eyes blinked rapidly, a gesture that seemed to convey both relief and urgency. "I am Zara, leader of the Luminary people. Our world is under attack by the Voidborn, a race that seeks to consume all life in the galaxy. They arrived without warning, overwhelming our defenses." As if to punctuate Zara's words, a distant explosion rocked the ground beneath their feet. The other Luminari looked to their leader with expressions of fear and hope. Marcus turned to his team, seeing his own conflicted emotions mirrored in their faces. They had come as observers, but now they were faced with a moral dilemma. Could they stand by and watch as an entire civilization was destroyed? "We need to contact the Horizon," Marcus said finally. "Captain Rodriguez needs to know the full situation." As they established communication with their ship, the gravity of the situation became clear. The Voidborn were not just attacking the Luminari, they were systematically destroying the planet's ecosystem, converting it into something alien and hostile to the native life. Captain Rodriguez's voice crackled through their comms, tight with tension. "This is beyond our mission parameters, Dr. Chen. We're not equipped for a full-scale conflict." Marcus looked at Zara and the other Luminari, seeing the desperation in their eyes. He thought of all that humanity could learn from this advanced civilization, of the wonders they had already witnessed. But more than that, he thought of the moral implications of turning their backs on a people in need. "Captain," he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil in his heart, "I believe we have a responsibility to help. The Luminary technology is incredibly advanced. If the Voidborn get their hands on it, who knows what damage they could do. This could be a threat not just to the Luminary, but to Earth as well." There was a long pause, filled only with the sound of distant battle. Finally, Captain Rodriguez spoke again. "Understood, Dr. Chen. We'll do what we can. But our primary objective is still the safety of our crew and our ship. We're not going to war for them." As the communication ended, Marcus turned back to Zara. "We'll help you," he said, "but our resources are limited. We need to know everything you can tell us about the Voidborn and your own defenses." Zara's eyes seemed to glow with gratitude. "Thank you," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "Come, we must hurry to our command center. Time is against us." As they followed Zara towards the glittering city, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that they had just taken the first step on a journey that would change the course of two civilizations forever. The fate of the Luminari, and perhaps even humanity itself, now rested in their hands. The command center of the Luminari was a marvel of alien technology. Holographic displays flickered in the air, showing real-time battle information from across the planet. Luminary operators moved with practiced efficiency, their movements a blur as they coordinated their failing defenses. Zara led the human team to a central platform where a group of Luminary elders awaited them. The elders' eyes widened at the sight of the humans, but there was no time for formal introductions. "These are the off-worlders who have come to our aid," Zara announced. "They possess technology that may be able to turn the tide of this war." Marcus stepped forward, acutely aware of the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. "We'll do what we can," he said. "But first, we need to understand what we're up against. What can you tell us about the Voidborn?" One of the elders, a Luminary with intricate silver patterns swirling across its lavender skin, activated a holographic display. A chilling image appeared. A mass of writhing tentacles and sharp, metallic appendages surrounding a pulsing core of dark energy. "The Voidborn are not like us," the elder explained, its voice grave. "They are a collective consciousness, driven by an insatiable hunger for energy and resources. They do not communicate, they do not negotiate, they only consume." Aisha leaned in, her scientific curiosity piqued despite the dire circumstances. How do they attack? What are their weaknesses? Another hologram appeared, showing the Voidborn ships. They were massive, organic-looking vessels that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "Their ships are protected by energy fields that our weapons cannot penetrate," Zara explained. "They land on a planet's surface and begin to transform the environment, making it hostile to native life, but perfect for their own reproduction." Marcus frowned, his mind racing. "What about your own defenses? Your technology seems incredibly advanced." Zara's expression fell. "We are a peaceful people. Our technology is focused on creation, not destruction. We have defensive capabilities, but nothing that can match the Voidborn's aggression." As they discussed strategy, a young luminary burst into the command center, its eyes wide with panic. "The Voidborn have breached the Eastern Shield. They're advancing on the city." The room erupted into chaos as the luminary scrambled to respond to this new threat. Marcus turned to his team, determination etched on his face. "We need to contact the horizon. If we can combine our technology with the luminaries, we might have a chance." As Kira established a secure link with their ship, Marcus and Aisha pored over the luminaries' technical schematics. Despite the alien nature of the technology, they began to see possibilities. "Look at this," Aisha said, pointing to a particular energy signature. "Their shields operate on a frequency similar to our phase cannons. If we could modulate the energy output..." Marcus nodded, catching on to her train of thought. "We might be able to create a feedback loop, disrupting the Voidborn's energy fields." They quickly explained their idea to Zara and the luminary elders. Hope began to glimmer in the alien's large eyes. "It could work," Zara said, "but we would need to get close to their ships. Our own vessels are not designed for combat." "Leave that to us," Marcus said, a plan forming in his mind. He turned to the comm link, where Captain Rodriguez was waiting for an update. "Captain, we have a plan, but it's going to require the Horizon to engage directly." There was a moment of tense silence before Elena's voice came through, resolute and clear. "Understood, Dr. Chen. The Horizon is at your disposal. What do you need us to do?" As Marcus outlined the plan, the luminary watched in awe. These strange aliens, so different from themselves, were willing to risk everything to save a people they had just met. It was a display of courage and compassion that would be remembered for generations to come. Outside, the sky darkened as Voidborn ships descended upon the city. The battle for the fate of the luminary homeworld was about to begin, and humanity was about to face its greatest challenge yet in the vastness of space. As the plan came together, a sense of nervous energy filled the command center. The luminary worked alongside the humans, quickly adapting their technology to interface with the systems of the Horizon. Time was of the essence, with the Voidborn forces drawing ever closer to the heart of the city. Marcus turned to Zara, his expression serious. "We're going to need a small team to get close enough to the Voidborn ships to deploy our modified energy pulse. It's going to be dangerous." Zara's eyes shimmered with determination. "I will lead the team myself. It is my duty as the leader of my people." Before Marcus could protest, alarms blared throughout the command center. A massive holographic display showed a terrifying sight. A Voidborn mothership, easily twice the size of the Horizon, descending from the upper atmosphere. "By the eternal light," whispered one of the luminary elders, "they've called in their world killer." Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. He turned to the comm link, his voice urgent. "Captain Rodriguez, we're out of time. We need the Horizon in position now." Elena's voice came through, tense but controlled. "Understood, Doctor. We're on our way. May whatever gods are out there be with us all." As the horizon entered the planet's atmosphere, Marcus, Aisha, and Kira joined Zara and a small team of luminary warriors in a sleek alien shuttle. The plan was simple, but incredibly risky. While the horizon engaged the Voidborn fleet, drawing their attention, the shuttle would approach the mothership and deploy the energy pulse at close range. The shuttle lifted off, its advanced stealth technology rendering it nearly invisible to sensors. As they ascended, the true scale of the battle became apparent. The sky was filled with Voidborn ships, their dark hulls a stark contrast to the vibrant colors of the luminary world below. And there, amidst the chaos, was the horizon. The human ship looked small and fragile compared to the Voidborn vessels, but it moved with a grace and precision that took the luminary by surprise. "Your ship," Zara said, all in her voice. "It fights with the spirit of a true warrior." Marcus nodded, a lump in his throat. He knew that every member of the Horizon's crew was risking their life for this mission. The weight of that sacrifice was not lost on him. As they approached the mothership, a transmission came through from the Horizon. It was Dr. Chen's colleague, Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her voice tight with excitement. "Marcus, we've analyzed the Voidborn energy signatures. There's something you need to know. They're ships, they're not just machines. They're alive." This revelation sent a ripple of shock through the shuttle. Aisha leaned forward, her scientific curiosity piqued despite the danger. "Alive? How is that possible?" "We don't fully understand it yet." Yuki's voice crackled through the comm. "But it seems the Voidborn have merged organic and technological components in a way we've never seen before. It might explain why they're so adaptive, so hard to defeat." Marcus's mind raced with the implications. If the ships were alive, then their plan wasn't just to disable a machine, but to kill a living entity. The ethical implications were staggering, but there was no time to debate them now. The fate of an entire civilization hung in the balance. "Thanks, Yuki," Marcus said. "We'll take that into account. Horizon, maintain your attack pattern. We're approaching the target now." As the shuttle drew closer to the massive bulk of the mothership, they could see the strange, organic texture of its hull. It pulsed with an eerie internal light, as if the ship itself was breathing. Suddenly, a bolt of energy lanced out from the mothership, narrowly missing their shuttle. "We've been detected," Kira shouted, her hands flying over the alien controls. "Evasive maneuvers. The quantum nexus." As the shuttle weaved through a barrage of energy blasts from the Voidborn mothership, Marcus's mind raced. The revelation that these ships were alive had changed everything. They weren't just fighting a war, they were facing a new form of life, one that challenged their very understanding of existence. "We need a new approach," Marcus shouted over the din of battle. "If these ships are alive, maybe we can communicate with them." Zara looked at him, her luminescent eyes wide with surprise. "Communicate? With the Voidborn? It's never been done." Asa, ever the xenobiologist, chimed in. "If they're truly alive, they must have some form of consciousness. Maybe we can appeal to it." As if in response to their conversation, the attacks from the mothership suddenly ceased. An eerie calm descended over the battlefield. "What's happening?" Kira asked, her hands hovering over the shuttle's controls. Before anyone could respond, a blinding light engulfed their craft. When it faded, they found themselves in a vast, otherworldly space. Swirling nebulae and pulsating stars surrounded them, but they were no longer in their shuttle. Instead, they stood on what seemed to be a translucent platform suspended in the cosmos. "By the eternal light," Zara whispered, "what is this place?" A voice, if it could be called that, reverberated through their minds. It wasn't sound, but pure thought and emotion. "Intrudies, defendies, curiosities." Marcus stepped forward, his heart pounding. We seek understanding. Who are you? Why do you attack the luminary?" The space around them shifted, forming into abstract shapes and patterns. It was as if the very fabric of reality was being used to communicate. "We are THEVOYDBORN," We are HUNGR. We are DOTA. We are evolution. Images flashed through their minds. Countless worlds consumed, civilizations absorbed, knowledge and technology assimilated. The Voidborn weren't just conquerors. They were the ultimate adapters, evolving with each civilization they encountered. Aisha gasped as understanding dawned. They're not destroying for the sake of destruction. They're learning, evolving. Each world they consume adds to their collective knowledge. The voice came again, tinged with what could almost be described as curiosity. You are different. You seek to understand, not just survive. Intriguing. Marcus saw an opportunity. Yes, we want to understand. Surely, with all your knowledge, you must see that there's more to gain from cooperation than consumption. The cosmos around them churned, as if the Voidborn were considering this new idea. Suddenly, a new presence made itself known. At first it seemed like just another star in the swirling space around them, but as it drew closer, they realized it was something far more significant. The quantum nexus, Zara breathed, her voice filled with awe. It's real. Before them hovered a pulsating orb of pure energy, shifting through colors beyond human comprehension. It was as if they were looking at the very heart of the universe. The Voidborn voice spoke again, this time with a hint of reverence. The NEXUS, the SORC, the ultimate evolution. We seek it. We consume to reach it. Marcus's scientific mind was reeling. The quantum nexus, a theoretical construct that unified all fundamental forces of the universe. It was the holy grail of physics, a concept so advanced that most dismissed it as mere fantasy. You're trying to reach the quantum nexus, Marcus said, realization dawning. That's why you consume worlds. You're gathering the knowledge and energy needed to access it. Correct. Each civilization brings us closer. Each world consumed advances our evolution. Hessa stepped forward, her eyes gleaming with the excitement of scientific discovery. But don't you see? By consuming civilizations, you're limiting your growth. Think of what you could learn through cooperation, through the free exchange of ideas. The space around them pulsed, the Voidborn seemingly pondering this new perspective. Zora, seeing an opportunity, added her voice. Our people, the Luminari, have studied the quantum nexus for millennia. We have knowledge that could aid your quest, freely given, without the need for destruction. The cosmic display around them swirled faster, a visual representation of the Voidborn's internal debate. Finally, the voice spoke again. Your PROPOSAL intrigues us. A new PAT to evolution. Unexpected, efficient. Marcus felt a glimmer of hope. Then let us work together. Humanity, the Luminari, and the Voidborn. 3 species united in the quest for ultimate knowledge. Imagine what we could achieve. The space around them began to fade, the swirling cosmos giving way to the interior of their shuttle. As reality reasserted itself, the Voidborn voice echoed one last time in their minds. We will CONSIDAR your OFFAIR. Ceasefire INISTATD. Prepare for negotiation. As they found themselves back in the shuttle, the massive form of the Voidborn mothership looming before them, Marcus and his team exchanged looks of disbelief and hope. They had done the impossible, opened a dialogue with a being beyond their comprehension, and potentially averted a war that could have annihilated entire civilizations. Zora's voice shook as she activated the shuttle's communications. All Luminari forces, stand down. The impossible has happened. We have a chance for peace. As the news spread across the battlefield, a new era dawned. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, one filled with wonders, terrors, and the tantalizing promise of unlocking the very secrets of existence itself. The quest for the quantum nexus had begun, and with it, a new chapter in the history of the galaxy, the Cosmic Symphony. As news of the ceasefire spread, An uneasy calm settled over the luminary homeworld. The once chaotic skies now held an eerie stillness, with void-born ships hovering silently alongside the human vessel Horizon. On the planet's surface, a hastily constructed neutral zone became the focal point for an unprecedented gathering. Marcus, Aisha, and Kira stood beside Zara and the Luminary elders, their eyes fixed on the approaching void-born delegation. The air crackled with tension and possibility. "I still can't believe we're doing this," Kira muttered, her hand instinctively resting on her weapon. Aisha nudged her gently. "This is history in the making. The first ever diplomatic talks between three vastly different species." As the Voidborn drew near, their form became clearer. They were a shifting mass of bioluminescent tendrils and crystalline structures, pulsing with an inner light that seemed to bend reality around them. At their core, a swirling vortex of dark energy gave the impression of eyes watching from another dimension. The lead Voidborn entity extended a tendril, its tip morphing into something resembling a hand. Zara, after a moment's hesitation, reached out to touch it. The instant their appendages met, a shockwave of energy pulsed through the gathering. Everyone present gasped as their minds were suddenly flooded with vivid alien imagery. By the cosmic winds, Zara breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. "I can see everything." Marcus felt it too, a vast network of knowledge, spanning galaxies and eons. It was as if the entire history of the universe was unfolding before him, each moment a note in a grand cosmic symphony. This is how they communicate, Aisha realized, her scientific mind racing to comprehend the experience. It's not just language, it's shared consciousness. As the initial shock wore off, coherent thoughts began to form within the shared mental space. Welcome to the cosmic symphony, the void-born consciousness resonated. Here, all to your UTS are laid bare. Zora's mental voice, tinged with a mixture of awe and apprehension, echoed through the link. "Your quest for the quantum nexus, we see it now. The endless cycles of consumption and evolution." Marcus, struggling to maintain his individual identity amidst the flood of shared consciousness, projected his thoughts. "But there must be another way. Look at what we've achieved just by opening this dialogue." Suddenly, a new presence made itself known within the symphony. It was vast, ancient, and utterly alien, far beyond even the Voidborn's level of evolution. The Architectius, the Voidborn consciousness, trembled with a mixture of reverence and fear. Before their shared mind's eye, a vision unfolded. Beings of pure energy, transcending the very concepts of space and time, weaving the fabric of reality itself. The architects, creators of the quantum nexus, shapers of universes. Children of the cosmos, the architects' thoughts reverberated through their shared consciousness. "Your confluence marks the dawn of a new era." Images cascaded through their minds. Countless civilizations rising and falling, the Voidborn's cycles of consumption, humanity's insatiable curiosity, and the Luminaries' reverence for life. All of it, the architects revealed, was part of a grand design. The QUNTUMNAXUS is not a destination, the architects continued, but a journey. It is a harmony of all existence, the balance of creation, and DESTYCTION. Understanding dawned across the assembled minds. The Voidborn's quest for evolution through consumption, humanity's drive to explore and understand, the Luminaries' preservation of knowledge, all were essential parts of the cosmic balance. "We've been approaching it all wrong," Marcus's thoughts echoed. "It's not about reaching the nexus, it's about becoming part of it." Zara's consciousness pulsed with excitement, a galactic alliance, combining the Voidborn's adaptability, human ingenuity, and Luminary wisdom. The Voidborn consciousness, once singular in its purpose, now rippled with new possibilities. A new path to evolution, intriguing, efficient. As the shared vision began to fade, the architects left them with one final message. VSRNVONI, AGOATS your CONTYBUTION. Harmonize, evolve, transcend. Reality reasserted itself, and the gathered representatives found themselves back in the neutral zone. But something had fundamentally changed. The barriers between species, once seemingly insurmountable, had been torn down. Zara turned to Marcus, her eyes shimmering with newfound purpose. We have been given a great responsibility. The cosmic symphony must continue, but now we have the chance to guide its melody. Marcus nodded, still reeling from the experience. A galactic alliance unlike anything we could have imagined. But where do we even begin? The void-born entity pulsed, its bioluminescent patterns forming complex shapes. Somehow, they all understood its meaning. We begin with harmonize. As news of the cosmic symphony and the revelation of the architects spread across the planet and to waiting ships in orbit, a sense of profound change swept through all three species. The war that had brought them together was over, but a new adventure was just beginning. Humanity, the Luminari, and the Voidborn, three vastly different forms of life, now united in a common purpose. The quest to understand and become one with the quantum nexus would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. As the first steps of this new alliance were taken, none could predict the wonders and challenges that awaited them. But one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again. The harmonic convergence. As the newly formed alliance between humans, Luminari, and Voidborn took its first tentative steps, the galaxy watched with bated breath. News of the cosmic symphony and the revelation of the architects spread like wildfire across the stars, igniting imaginations and sparking heated debates in every corner of known space. On the Luminari homeworld, now dubbed Nexus Prime or the Alliance, an extraordinary project was underway. The Harmonic Convergence Center, a massive structure that defied conventional physics, began to take shape. It was to be the physical manifestation of their shared quest for universal harmony. Dr. Aisha Okafor stood at the heart of the construction site, her eyes wide with wonder as she watched humans, Luminari, and Voidborn working in perfect synchronization. Swirling tendrils of Voidborn energy intertwined with Luminari light constructs, while human engineers used advanced quantum computers to calculate impossible equations. "It's beautiful," she breathed, turning to Marcus. "I never thought I'd see anything like this in my lifetime." Marcus nodded, his face etched with a mixture of awe and concern. "It's incredible, but we're pushing the boundaries of known science. The power we're dealing with, it's beyond anything we've ever encountered." As if to emphasize his point, a sudden surge of energy pulsed through the construction site. Tools clattered to the ground as workers of all species stumbled, momentarily disoriented. "Quantum fluctuation," someone shouted. "The harmonic fields are destabilizing." Without hesitation, Marcus and Aisha rushed towards the epicenter of the disturbance. They found Zara and a void-born entity named Nexus 9 already there, their forms shimmering as they attempted to contain the wild energy. "We need to realign the quantum matrices," Zara called out, her voice strained. "The cosmic frequencies are out of sync." Marcus's mind raced. This was the challenge they'd been facing since the project began, harmonizing the vastly different energies of their three species. An idea struck him. "The symphony," he shouted. "We need to recreate the cosmic symphony." Understanding dawned in Aisha's eyes. She quickly began to set up a modified version of the communication device they'd used during the first contact with the Voidborn. As the energy continued to surge, threatening to tear apart the very fabric of space-time around them, the four representatives of their respective species joined hands, or in Nexus 9's case, tendrils. The device hummed to life, and suddenly their minds were thrust into the swirling cosmos of shared consciousness. But this time was different. Instead of passive observers, they became active participants in the cosmic symphony. Marcus's scientific knowledge provided the structure, Zara's wisdom the melody, Aisha's adaptability the rhythm, and Nexus 9's vast evolutionary experience the harmony. Together, they wove a new song, a song of unity, of balance, of the delicate interplay between creation and destruction. As their symphony grew in complexity and beauty, they felt the presence of the architects once more. The children learn quickly. The vast consciousness resonated. But be warned, with great harmony comes great responsibility. Suddenly, their shared vision expanded. They saw beyond their immediate surroundings, beyond their galaxy, beyond even their universe. They witnessed the multiverse in all its infinite glory, countless realities, each with its own unique symphony, and they saw the dangers. Realities where the symphony had gone wrong, where one aspect had dominated the others. Universes consumed by eternal entropy, others locked in stagnant perfection, and some torn apart by chaotic creation. We have to maintain the balance. Aisha's thoughts echoed through their shared consciousness, not just in our reality, but across all realities. As their vision faded and they found themselves back at the construction site, the wild energies had been tamed. The harmonic convergence center hummed with stable, perfectly balanced power. But the weight of their newfound knowledge hung heavy upon them. Zara turned to her companions, her eyes shimmering with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. We've been given a glimpse of the true nature of our quest. The quantum nexus, it's not just about our universe, it's about the entire multiverse. Nexus 9 pulsed with agreement, its bioluminescent patterns forming complex equations. Balance must be maintained. The cosmic line must play on. Marcus ran a hand through his hair, his mind reeling from the implications. We're not just building an alliance or a research center. We're becoming universal caretakers. As news of their experience spread, a new sense of purpose filled the alliance. The Harmonic Convergence Center was no longer just a symbol of their unity, it was to become a linchpin of multiversal stability. Across Nexus Prime, new projects sprang to life. Quantum observatories to monitor other realities, harmonic generators to subtly influence cosmic frequencies, and training centers to teach future generations the delicate art of multiversal harmonization. The galaxy watched in awe as the Alliance grew in power and purpose. But with their growing influence came new challenges. Other species, fearful of the Alliance's power, began to band together in opposition. And in the darkest corners of the universe, ancient forces stirred, awakened by the shift in the cosmic balance. As Marcus, Aisha, Zara, and Nexus 9 stood at the heart of the now completed Harmonic Convergence Center, they knew that their greatest trials were yet to come. The Cosmic Symphony had only just begun, and they were its newest conductors. The fate of not just their universe, but all universes, now rested in their hands. The quantum nexus awaited, and the multiverse held its breath. The Quantum Crusade. As the Harmonic Convergence Center pulsed with multiversal energy, a new crisis loomed on the horizon. Reports flooded in from across the galaxy of strange anomalies, time distortions, reality shifts, and even entire planets phasing in and out of existence. The delicate balance of the multiverse was under threat, and the Alliance knew they had to act fast. Marcus, Aisha, Zara, and Nexus 9 gathered in the Quantum Command Center, a room that defied conventional physics. Holographic displays showed real-time data from thousands of realities, while probability matrices danced in the air around them. "The situation is worse than we feared," Zara said, her luminescent skin flickering with concern. "The cosmic symphony is falling out of tune across multiple universes." Aisha nodded grimly, manipulating a 3D model of the multiverse. "Look at these quantum fluctuations. It's as if something is deliberately disrupting the harmony." Suddenly, an alarm blared. The room's displays flickered, and for a moment, reality itself seemed to waver. INTEODIMESSIONAL breach, DTETTD. Nexus 9 announced, its tendrils weaving complex patterns in the air. "Unknown entities entering our reality." Before they could react, a blinding light filled the room. When it faded, they found themselves face to face with beings that defied description. They were like living fractals, constantly shifting and reforming, their very presence causing reality to ripple around them. "We are the discordant," a voice echoed in their minds, a cacophony of countless tones that threatened to overwhelm their senses. "Your cosmic symphony is a lie, a chain that binds the infinite potential of creation. We have come to shatter your illusion of harmony." Marcus stepped forward, his voice steady despite the fear gripping his heart. "You don't understand. The symphony isn't a cage, it's a delicate balance. Without it, the multiverse will collapse into chaos." The discordant laughed, a sound that sent shivers through the fabric of space-time. "Chaos is freedom. We will liberate all realities from the tyranny of order." With a gesture, the discordant opened rifts in reality, pouring their chaotic energy into the harmonic convergence center. Alarms blared as the carefully maintained balance began to unravel. "We need to stop them," Isa shouted over the din. "If they disrupt the symphony here, it could create a cascading effect across all realities." Zora's eyes widened in realization. The quantum nexus. If we can reach it, we might be able to reinforce the cosmic harmony. Nexus 9 pulsed in agreement. "The NEXUS is DHEY, but DHJONE will be perilous." As the discordant continued their assault, Marcus made a decision. "We have no choice. We need to launch a quantum crusade." The next few hours were a blur of frantic preparation. The Alliance mobilized its forces, preparing for a journey unlike any in the history of the multiverse. The Quantum Crusader, a ship designed to traverse the boundaries between realities, was quickly outfitted for the mission. As they prepared to depart, Marcus addressed the assembled crews, a mix of humans, Luminari, Voidborn, and other allied species. "What we're about to attempt has never been done before. We're going to travel through the quantum foam, the very foundation of reality, to reach the nexus. The fate of all existence rests on our success." The Quantum Crusader launched, its engines powered by exotic matter and the combined will of its crew. As they left conventional space behind, reality itself began to twist and warp around them. They traversed impossible landscapes, oceans of pure thought, mountains made of crystallized time, and forests of probability trees. Each realm they passed through showed them glimpses of what could be if the discordant succeeded. Worlds torn apart by chaos, civilizations erased from existence, and the very laws of physics breaking down. But the journey took its toll. With each reality they passed through, the crew felt their own existence becoming less certain. Memories shifted, identities blurred, and the line between individual and collective consciousness began to fade. "We're losing ourselves," Eshe said, her form flickering between human and something other. "The quantum fluctuations are too strong." Zora, her luminescence now a kaleidoscope of impossible colors, placed a hand on Aisha's shoulder. "We must hold on to who we are, to our purpose. The symphony lives within us." As they neared the heart of the multiverse, where the quantum nexus was said to reside, they encountered the full might of the discordant. Reality itself became a battleground as order and chaos clashed on a scale beyond comprehension. The Quantum Crusader was hit, reality fracturing around them. As alarms blared and the ship began to break apart, Marcus made a desperate decision. "We need to merge with the ship," he shouted over the chaos. "It's the only way we'll survive to reach the nexus." Without hesitation, the crew linked minds, their consciousness spreading through the ship's systems. Human ingenuity, luminary wisdom, voidborn adaptability, and the pure will of countless allied species merged into a single unified entity. The Quantum Crusader was no longer just a ship. It had become a living embodiment of the cosmic symphony, a harmony of diverse minds and technologies united in purpose. As they approached the blinding light of the quantum nexus, the newly merged entity faced the full force of the discordant. Reality itself hung in the balance as order and chaos collided in a final cataclysmic battle. The fate of the multiverse would be decided here, in this timeless moment between existence and oblivion. The quantum crusade had reached its final, most critical phase, and the true test of their unity was about to begin. The Nexus reborn. The quantum crusader, now a living embodiment of cosmic harmony, hurtled towards the blinding core of the quantum nexus. Reality twisted and warped around them, the very fabric of existence threatening to tear apart under the strain of their battle with the discordant. Within the merged consciousness of the ship, Marcus, HFY, Zara, and Nexus 9 struggled to maintain their individual identities amidst the swirling maelstrom of thoughts and energies. "We're approaching the singularity," Aisha's voice echoed through their shared mind, "the point where all realities converge." As they pierced the veil of the Nexus, time and space lost all meaning. They found themselves in a realm beyond comprehension, a swirling vortex of pure potential, where thought became reality and the laws of physics were mere suggestions. The discordant manifested around them, their chaotic forms more terrifying than ever in this realm of pure concept. "You fool," their collective voice boomed. "By bringing your precious harmony here, you've given us the key to unravel all of creation." Suddenly, the unified entity that was the Quantum Crusader began to fracture. The sheer power of the Nexus was overwhelming their tenuous bond. "We're losing cohesion," Zara cried out. "The Nexus is too strong." Marcus felt his individual consciousness resurface, the terrifying vastness of the Nexus threatening to sweep him away. But in that moment of clarity, he had an epiphany. "Wait," he shouted to his companions. "We've been looking at this all wrong. The Nexus isn't just a place, it's alive." As understanding dawned, they felt a new presence emerge, vast, ancient, and ineffable. The Nexus itself was awakening, roused by their arrival and the conflict with the discordant. "Children of the cosmos," a voice that was not a voice resonated through their very beings. "You have come far, but your journey is not yet complete." Images flashed through their minds, the birth of universes, the dance of galaxies, the delicate interplay of order and chaos across infinite realities. They saw that both their harmony and the discordant's chaos were essential parts of a greater whole. The cosmic symphony, Aisha gasped in realization. It's not about imposing order, it's about finding balance. The discordant reeled back, their chaotic forms flickering with uncertainty. "Impossible. We are the antithesis of your precious order." "No," Zara said, her voice filled with newfound wisdom. "You are its counterpart. Without chaos, there can be no true harmony." Nexus 9 pulsed with agreement, its consciousness expanding to embrace its new understanding. Balance is DATE. Not dominance C, but COEXISTENC. As this revelation washed over them, the realm of the Nexus began to shift. The swirling energies of creation coalesced into a new form, a massive multidimensional structure that pulsed with the combined essence of order and chaos. "Behold," the voice of the Nexus echoed, "the cosmic crucible. Here, the forces of the universe may be reshaped, reborn, and brought into true balance." The Quantum Crusader and the Discordant found themselves drawn into the crucible. As they merged with its energies, they felt their very essence being unmade and reforged. Marcus experienced lifetimes in the span of heartbeats. He was a star being born, a civilization rising and falling, a galaxy spinning through the void. He was everything and nothing, everywhere and nowhere. When the process finally ended, they emerged transformed. The Quantum Crusader was no longer just a ship or a merged consciousness, but a new type of being altogether, a harmony engine capable of traversing realities and maintaining the delicate balance of the multiverse. The Discordant, too, had been changed. Their chaotic energy was now focused, purposeful. They had become the Chaos Weavers, essential agents of change and evolution across the cosmos. As they gazed upon each other with new understanding, the voice of the Nexus spoke one final time. The cosmics he sign phony, NTR's ANEU movement. Go forth, see Eldorian of creation, and WEAVE the TAPESTRY of existence ENU. With a flash of light that rippled across every reality, they were sent back to their own universe. The harmonic convergence center on Nexus Prime hummed with renewed energy as the harmony engine materialized. As Marcus, Aisha, Zara, and Nexus 9 stepped out, forever changed by their experience, they were greeted by cheering crowds of every species in the Alliance. News of their victory had somehow preceded them, spreading hope across the galaxy. But they knew their work was far from over. The multiverse was entering a new age, and they would need to guide it towards a future of true balance. As the newly reborn Chaos Weavers arrived, no longer enemies, but essential partners in maintaining cosmic equilibrium, Marcus turned to his companions with a smile. "Well," he said, his eyes twinkling with the light of infinite possibilities, "I guess it's time for us to learn a whole new dance." The cosmic symphony played on, its melody more complex and beautiful than ever before, and across the vast expanse of the multiverse, countless realities held their breath, waiting to see what wonders this new movement would bring. The multiversal renaissance. As the dust settled on their cosmic odyssey, the newly transformed Alliance found themselves at the dawn of a new era. The Harmony Engine, once the Quantum Crusader, now stood as a beacon of balance at the heart of Nexus Prime. Its pulsating energy connected countless realities, maintaining the delicate equilibrium between order and chaos. Marcus, Aisha, Zara, and Nexus 9, forever changed by their journey to the Quantum Nexus, took on new roles as the cosmic conductors. Their task, to orchestrate the grand symphony of existence across the multiverse. "Welcome," Marcus addressed a gathering of representatives from across known space, his voice resonating with newfound power, to the first multiversal conclave. The assembled delegates gasped in awe as the conference room shifted, revealing a breathtaking view of the multiverse. Countless realities shimmered like soap bubbles, each containing entire universes. Isa stepped forward, her form shimmering with quantum energy. "We stand at a crossroads of infinite possibilities. Our actions here will shape the destiny of not just our universe, but all universes." Zara, her luminescent skin now a canvas of shifting cosmic patterns, added, "But we cannot do this alone. The balance requires input from all sentient beings across all realities." Nexus 9, its tendrils weaving complex multidimensional patterns, pulsed in agreement. Humanity in diversity, the Tei to cosmic harmony. As the conclave progressed, a new galactic order began to take shape. The Harmony Engine became the hub of a vast network, connecting civilizations across realities. Knowledge, culture, and technology flowed freely, sparking a multiversal renaissance. But with great power came great responsibility. The cosmic conductors soon faced their first major crisis. "We're detecting a massive quantum anomaly in Sector 9 Theta," a technician reported, her holographic form flickering with urgency. "An entire cluster of realities is collapsing." Without hesitation, the conductors sprang into action. The Harmony Engine hummed to life, its energy enveloping them as they prepared to traverse the quantum foam. As they arrived at the affected sector, they were met with a terrifying sight. A swirling vortex of entropic energy was consuming entire universes, erasing countless civilizations from existence. "It's a reality devourer," Zara gasped, her eyes wide with horror. "A cosmic aberration that feeds on the essence of entire worlds." Marcus's mind raced. "We need to contain it before it spreads to other sectors." Aisha nodded, her hands dancing over quantum controls. "I'm recalibrating the Harmony Engine to generate a multiphasic quarantine field." As they worked to contain the threat, Nexus 9 made a startling discovery. Anomalydttttd, The DVOUREA. It's sentient. Suddenly, a booming voice echoed across realities, filled with hunger and despair. I am Omega, the end of all things. Your pitiful harmony is meaningless in the face of eternal entropy. The cosmic conductors exchanged glances. This was unlike anything they had faced before. How could they maintain balance against a force that sought only destruction? In that moment of doubt, they felt a familiar presence. The Chaos Weavers, their former enemies turned allies, materialized beside them. You fight alone, conductors, the lead weaver spoke, its form a dazzling display of controlled chaos. Let us show you the power of true balance. Together, the conductors and weavers joined their powers, order and chaos, creation and destruction, all working in perfect harmony. They wove a new reality around the devourer, not fighting its entropy, but redirecting it. Every end is a new beginning. Marcus called out to Omega. Join us in the dance of creation and destruction. For a moment, the universe held its breath. Then, slowly, the vortex of destruction began to change. Colors swirled within its depths, and new stars began to form from the cosmic dust of devoured worlds. Omega's voice, once filled with malice, now echoed with wonder. I see. The cycle continues. Death and rebirth, forever entwined. As the crisis passed, the conductors realized they had stumbled upon a profound truth. The multiverse was not a structure to be maintained, but a living, evolving entity. Their role was not to impose harmony, but to nurture the natural rhythms of existence. Returning to Nexus Prime, they shared their revelation with the multiversal conclave. A new age of cosmic cooperation dawned, with every being, from the smallest quantum particle to the grandest celestial entity, playing a part in the cosmic symphony. The Harmony Engine evolved, becoming a living repository of multiversal wisdom. Planets became cosmic universities, where beings from across realities came to learn and contribute to the grand tapestry of existence. As Marcus stood at the heart of the engine, watching new realities blossom and old ones transform, he smiled. They had started this journey seeking knowledge and power, but have found something far greater, a purpose that transcended the boundaries of space, time, and dimension. The multiversal renaissance was in full swing, and the greatest adventure in the history of existence had only just begun. Across infinite realities, countless beings looked to the stars with wonder, ready to play their part in the ever-evolving cosmic symphony. And somewhere, in the vast expanse of the multiverse, the architects watched with pride as their children took their first steps towards true cosmic enlightenment.